Johnny Depp first met Shane MacGowan in a crowded Dublin pub. The air was thick with cigarette smoke, laughter, and the faint strains of a fiddler in the corner. Johnny had always felt at home in places like this, far removed from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. He had been drawn to Dublin by a longing for authenticity, and Shane, the legendary frontman of the Pogues, embodied it. Shane sat at the bar, a pint in hand and a cigarette dangling precariously from his lips. He was magnetic, his presence larger than life despite his weathered frame. Johnny approached, unsure of how to start a conversation with someone he'd admired for years. But Shane broke the ice with a raspy laugh. "You're the pirate, aren't you?" Shane said, his Irish lilt cutting through the noise. "What's a man like you doing in a place like this?" Johnny grinned, looking for a poet. From that moment, a bond was formed. They spent the evening trading stories and sharing their love for music, poetry, and the darker, messier side of life. It was the beginning of a friendship that would change them both. Their friendship deepened over time, fueled by their shared passion for art. Shane's music was raw and unpolished, a reflection of his tumultuous life. Johnny, ever the seeker of truth, found inspiration in Shane's fearless authenticity. They began collaborating on a documentary about Shane's life, a project Johnny approached with reverence. "Your story needs to be told," Johnny said one evening as they sat in Shane's cluttered living room. "The world needs to know the man behind the music." Shane shrugged, his lips curling into a sly smile. "As long as they don't make me look too pretty." The documentary became a labor of love, a journey through Shane's chaotic world. Johnny captured the highs and lows, from Shane's poetic genius to his battles with addiction. Through it all, their friendship grew stronger, a steady anchor in the storm. As the years passed, Shane's health began to decline. Decades of hard living had taken their toll, and he often found himself confined to a wheelchair. But even in his darkest moments, Shane's spirit remained unbroken. Johnny was there for him, a constant presence in the face of adversity. He organized benefit concerts, brought Shane's friends together, and reminded him of the beauty he'd brought into the world. One night, as they sat in Shane's favorite pub, Johnny asked, "Do you ever regret it? The life you've lived?" Shane's eyes twinkled with mischief. "Not for a second. Every scar, every pint, every song, it's all part of the story. And what's life without a story?" The documentary, titled Crock of Gold, A Few Rounds with Shane MacGowan, premiered to critical acclaim. It was a raw, unflinching portrait of a man who had lived on his own terms. For Johnny, it was more than just a film. It was a love letter to his friend. At the premiere, Shane's frail body was a stark contrast to the vibrant man on screen, but his eyes sparkled with pride as the audience erupted into applause. Johnny stood beside him, his arm draped protectively around his shoulders. "You did it," Johnny whispered. "We did it," Shane replied. Shane MacGowan passed away peacefully a few years later, surrounded by friends and family. Johnny was among them, holding his hand until the end. It was a loss that left a void in Johnny's life, but also a legacy that would never fade. In the years that followed, Johnny continued to honor Shane's memory. He spoke of their friendship in interviews, performed Shane's songs at concerts, and kept the spirit of the wild-hearted poet alive. "Shane taught me that life isn't about perfection," Johnny said during a tribute concert. "It's about the stories we tell, the connections we make, and the music we leave behind." And so the story of Johnny Depp and Shane MacGowan became a testament to the power of friendship, resilience, and the unyielding spirit of two wild hearts.